Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there. Exactly. We're going to be there one day. Don't worry about it. Riot MMO is going to come out. It's just a matter of when. So let's go forge new rules, new direction. So this is the most recent news that we have. This came out on July 25th, 2025. Forging Runeterra, new rules and new direction. So this is the great recalibration. I think, was this the right article? Yeah. So the journey for Riot Games' highly anticipated MMO has taken decisive and optimistic turn. In March 2024, Riot co-founder Mark Merrill, a lot of people know this already, confirmed that the project underwent a significant reset of its direction. While initially causing concern, this pivot is a powerful statement of Riot's commitment to quality over speed, a move that ultimately increases the project's chance of becoming a generational game fans are hoping for. The initial vision, this is from his tweet, it says that a lot of people claim that they do, but even me, who I was a big fan of World of Warcraft for a long time, will tell you that I don't want World of Warcraft with a Runeterra skin. It's got to be something new. Otherwise, people will just continue to play World of Warcraft. I follow all the MMO job posting and the progression. This one was juicy. Yeah. This is exactly so you know what I'm talking about there. This is a direct promise to the community. Instead of a safe, fast follow, Riot is doubling down on its mandate to create a significant evolution of the MMO genre. To accomplish this, they are going dark for several years, giving the talented team the creative freedom they need. This is a costly, patient strategy that most studios couldn't afford. But for players, it's a sign that Riot is serious about getting this right. I think this was a good thing. I really do. I actually believe that this was a good thing. The blueprint, first light from the forge. While the team builds in silence, the first concrete details of the MMO's new directions have emerged through recent job postings. Orlando Caribou Salvatore, a lead on the project, highlighted 2 new roles, giving us an exciting look at where their focus lies. So the listings were for a staff software engineer, one of the server systems, another for core tech. These senior architects are being brought on to build the absolute core of the game. Their responsibilities point to massive undertaking, creating large foundational components of MMORPG technology and designating a sustainable, scalable solution for a distributed network of servers. That's the important part. So the staff software engineer, the role is key in creating a truly massive, seamless world. The goal is likely to overcome technical hurdles of traditional MMOs, such as sharded servers or zoned continents, to build a more unified and immersive Runeterra. So literally, if you go to this job listing, which it looks like it got filled at this point, I think it is, staff software engineer, server systems, yeah, so it got filled. I wonder if there's any new jobs at this point. Probably not. Principal game designer, progression and economy, principal VFX artist. So yeah, these are 2 new roles. But in terms of these roles here, we're talking about that. This is the core tech engineer was built in Unreal. The engineer will ensure the game client built on Unreal works flawlessly with the custom-built server backend. This is crucial, delivering the kind of fluid, responsive gameplay Riot is known for. Both of these roles were important for distribution of the game when it comes to actually playing, actually playing the game. Not because it's not just a local game, right? This is MMO. You're gonna be interacting with hundreds of people. It's got to be servers everywhere. And both these roles are around that place. So the hiring of these roles, best new fans could ask for. It confirms the team is in deep, technically intensive pre-production phase. So we're no longer in like the early pre-production phase where they're just designing the game or coming up with ideas or figuring out how the game's gonna work. They're now building it out, like actually building out the back end for us to play on. So they're focusing, and they aren't just decorating, right? This isn't the pre-built house. They're forging this foundation at this point. So this is my timeline, what I think would happen. So in 2021, that's when the MMO was confirmed. That's when Ghostcrawler literally said it on Twitter way too early. In 2024, they said, we're gonna have a reset. That definitely happened in 2024, and this has already happened. So right now we're here. This is still all pre-production. But I think we're ramping up. By the time 2026 comes around, we are going to be in production. I think in 2029, we'll get alpha. 2030, we'll get beta. And 20 we'll get launch. There are 2 MMO jobs still. Yeah, I'm going to look at those. The journey begins years ago, but the project Reset 24 marks a new beginning. We're currently in the thick of a renewed pre-production phase. The several years of silence will likely cover the period of intense architectural work. While the wait may be long, every indication suggests it's for a very good reason. And then there's some sources. But yeah, that's my estimated timeline at this point. Let's look at these new roles. Principal game designer, progression and economy for the R&D project of MMO. What is this? Principal game designer? I mean, progression and economy too are things that you think about after you've designed the game, right? Like you've already got the game designed. You've already got what people are going to be accruing in terms of for the economy. You've already got an idea of where the story is going to go. These are things that you think about after the fact. This isn't like initial pre-production where you're still trying to figure out what you're going to be doing, right, guys? This is like the game is here. We've got like the foundation of it is there. Let's figure out the economy. That's not something you think about at the beginning. Let's pull up another camp champion just for fun. I don't know if you've seen this short of Trindamir talking about the MMO. I think I've seen this one where he says, someone says on his stream like 2030, he says, I hope so, right?
Is the Riot MMO project still on? Absolutely. Don't believe the naysayers.
Yeah.
Will you finish the Riot MMO before 2030? Sure hope so. Although launch is the start, not the end. So, finish.
Yeah.
Is the Riot MMO project still on? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't believe the naysayers. Will you finish the Riot MMO before 2030? Sure hope so. Although launch is the start, not the end.
Yeah. I do think this is the timeline. I think this is accurate. When it comes to the timeline, beta, I think would be considered, they finished the MMO for sure. Even alpha would be like the MMO's done. They're testing it and maybe fine tuning. And we got to remember, by the time you get alpha and beta, you're seeing cinematic trailers. You're getting news on the MMO. You're getting excited. Like 2XKO. 2XKO technically isn't out yet, guys. All right. And look how much news and excitement you're getting around 2XKO. Look at the website that you're able to interact with. Look at the community that's formed around it. Look at you're seeing all these characters. You're able to like interact with the developers more and give feedback. This beta's already out. Like by this point, it feels like 2XKO is pretty much here. So this last stretch between 2028 and 2031 are not going to feel like the game isn't out yet. It's going to feel like, oh, wow, okay, we're in alpha, we're in beta, we're getting news, we're getting cinematics, we're getting these deep dives from the creators. This is going to fly by. This is going to fly. It's 2025 to 2027, 2028, around this time where it's going to be like, it feels like a little bit longer. Let's look at these new rules. Principal game designer, progression and economy. Again, like, guys, that's a really good sign. As a principal game designer, progression. Okay, so let's read this part. This doesn't matter. As a principal game designer focused on progression and the economy, you'll build and maintain a thriving MMO player economy. You contribute to and connect the many elements like progression, skills, resources, goods, and trade. You help us create a stable and sustainable economy where all activities and player types are valued and balanced. You are comfortable operating in an ambiguous environment where the team owns its own goals and we're in charge big and small. It's a critical part of the process. And you'll report directly to the design director on the team. To read the vision, be the primary owner, create intricate rewards that enhance the overall player experience and give players satisfying long-term progression goals. I'll be honest, look, the main way to get the economy right in MMO, the main thing that you have to do is not allow freaking bots. Okay, bots ruin the economy in the MMO. I don't know why this always happened, like especially World of Warcraft was rampant with bots. It really bothered me. You destroy the economy when things become unvaluable. Like it's one thing if you're going out and you're mining a resource, right? A resource, or like picking a flower. The second you allow bots to do it, well, that bot's gonna be picking flowers all day, all night. They're gonna flood the market and they're gonna lower the price. And so now your work that you put into picking that flower or mining that ore is pretty much useless, and you shouldn't do it because you'd literally save more time buying it off the auction house, and it's for cheaper than it would cost. The time to return on investment isn't worth it anymore. You cannot allow bots into the MMO at all. Like that, this progression and economy is important as long as it doesn't get ruined by that piece. Like they're saying, you contribute to connect many elements like progression, skills, resources, and goods. Create a stable and sustainable economy where all activities and player types are valued and balanced. The second you allow bots, every single person's activities when it comes to the economy is no longer valued whatsoever. So just as important as this role is going to be whoever has the botting system. Maybe MMOs make money on bots, I'm sure. After all, like World of Warcraft, they had the freaking WoW token now where you can just buy gold because it's so useless now to actually go out and farm gold. Because literally the auction house is just full of botted material. Yeah, that's really important. It's not worth the health of the game. If I don't know if they make money on these bots, maybe they do. Like it's technically a still account, at least in World of Warcraft, right? That bot is paying a monthly subscription. So if you just killed all the bots in the game, yeah, you lose a lot of subs, but it's not worth the health of the game, decrementing that for like a short-term benefit of a subscription. Designed to iterate low-level details of the economy, including specific content, spreadsheet management, inflow and outflow of resources, to non-combat focused gameplay loots like life skills, crafting, and professions. Well, crafting and professions make sense, right? You get the ore, you craft the ore into something like a shield or whatever. Life skills is interesting. What would life skills be? Maybe it's like maybe, I wouldn't split cooking into life skills. That's still crafting, right? Unless they try to split it into like something else. Maybe like interior decorating is a life skill. I don't know. This life skill is something else. Fishing and animal husbandry. Yeah, maybe. If they split, yeah, I guess. Because right now crafting and professions, yeah, I could see life skills being fishing and stuff like that. Fishing, cooking, that kind of thing would be life skills. So it's definitely going to be a cool crafting system. I'm excited to see it. With Runeterra, there's so many things that you could craft. I always say in Freljord, for the Freljord expansion, I don't think the Freljord is coming at launch. But there's like, where is it? Look at this, True Ice, tribal weaponry. So you go up to the Freljord, you're able to, make tribal weaponry. Eventually you get really far into the Freljord and you learn to craft with True Ice. Although True Ice is very unique and special and, touching a weapon like we see in the League of Legends, Darius versus Trundle. Like this is a True Ice club. So it'd have to be like very small amounts of True Ice because literally True Ice is deadly to anyone who touches it if they're not Iceborn. Yeah, look at this. He literally hits it and his axe starts to freeze. So I don't think it would just create a True Ice mallet, but maybe you can like ingrain small pieces of True Ice into your weaponry. There's tons of stuff like that all over Runeterra. Unique professions that could be, designated for those specific areas on the map. The life skills thing got me for a loop a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be Piltover and Noxus and maybe Ionia and Demacia that will come. When I was looking at the map, I have a whole video on what I think will actually come to Runeterra. I said definitely not the Shadow Isles. Absolutely not. Absolutely not Ishtal. Not Targon. Not Freljord. I think you'll get Demacia and Noxus are guaranteed. Because this is Valoran and that's really main Runeterra. Shurima is maybe. Will you get Shurima? I think it's a maybe. Because Shurima's got a lot of lore. And if we do get Shurima, it'll be very surface level. Piltover and Zaun, I think it's more going to be Piltover, and Zaun will be like the first level of Zaun. Zaun has different levels. I think the top level is the Entroso level or something like that. You'll get that first level of Zaun. You're not going to be digging too deep into Zaun. I think it'll be toxic and nobody would go down there. Ionia, I don't think Ionia is going to be saved for an expansion. Bilgewater is possible because it'll be a hub city. You have like that hub going on where everyone can congregate. Like you can have a Noxian and Demacian meet up in Bilgewater. So it's possible, but you can do the same thing with Piltover and Zaun where everyone can meet up. So the thing is, when you get Bilgewater, you can do Bilgewater and then eventually you'll start seeing what are they called? Not the Harrowings. Yeah, the Harrowings from the Shadow Isles seep in, and that's how you'll get the expansion to the Shadow Isles. And Bilgewater, you can also have it as a jumping off point into Ishtal with the Serpentine Delta, which we've seen in a couple short stories. Piltover and Noxus, maybe Ionia and Demacia. Yeah, Piltover and Noxus for sure. I think Piltover, Noxus, and Demacia are the most guaranteed going to be in the Riot MMO. This desired qualifications, our perks. Okay, nothing else really important here. All right. Next one is the principal VFX artist for the Riot MMO. As part of the real-time VFX team, you'll design and help implement the sleek, dynamic, and dramatic special effects that add atmosphere and depth to the gameplay. Yo, thanks for the follow, i9. i9 Yasuo, what's up? Dynamic and dramatic special effects and add atmosphere and depth to the gameplay. Again, like this sounds like the gameplay is already there. A lot of the pieces are already there. There's adding real-time VFX to what already exists. With your experience, you'll create aesthetically astounding visual effects that communicate essential game information. Man, you'll use artistic and technical skills to breathe life into undead spells, channel primal emotion, and capture the essence of hundreds of champions. Whoa. This was important. With your experience, you'll create aesthetically astounding visual effects that communicate essential game information. So what they're looking for here is they have all the spells. Like this champion has spells 1, 2, and 3. And they're looking for someone just to create the VFX for those spells. So again, like this is This is once the game is already kind of fleshed out. We have the design, we have this character, you already have the playable races, you have the classes, and now it's time to pick what this spell is going to look like. We got to make sure it's like visual, right? Where it's not too much where you can no longer see what's going on the screen, but also enough that it's impactful. So that's really important and shows that how far along it is. As a principal VFX artist on the Riot MMO team, you'll be responsible for driving the architecture of our real-time VFX system and pipelines. The role focuses on strategic technical problem solving, building scalable modular systems that will support our open world, procedural content, and compact gameplay for years to come. VFX in our game is foundational. It's not just a layer of polish. It shapes gameplay clarity, like I was saying, combat feedback, and the identity of the world itself. You'll partner across design, animation, engineering to prototype abilities, define visual language hierarchies, and create reusable systems that support thousands of effects across characters, environments, and interactions. Responsibilities, anything important here? Drive architecture of scalable modular VFX systems and pipelines that support both rapid prototyping and long-term production. Collaborate with design and creative leads to ensure VFX enhances gameplay clarity, combat readability, and visual hierarchy, especially in large-scale MMO encounters. Define and implement performance benchmarks and optimization strategies. Okay. Author real-time VFX that balances gameplay needs and visual quality. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit, because this is kind of just nothing really important here, other than the main thing when it comes to VFX for abilities is they can't be overwhelming. And I'll show you what I mean. So if we go to, let's see, what's the most recent World of Warcraft raid? Let's just see. Not raid trailer. All right, this is Zaryu. Okay, this is Zaryu. This is a raid from World of Warcraft. Now, look how visually clear everything is. You can see like this little circle here, this green circle that's like healing. You can see that he's got like a couple mage holograms of himself. You can see that guy just humming some demons. You see he roared, all these like icons show up over everyone's heads. You see like the frost spells going at this guy. Like it's pretty clear. It's clear enough that you can see what's going on. Look at the green circles coming up from this spell. This toxic runoff coming on the bottom. You got to get away from that. Like it's clear, right? Look at that healing circle that just went out. I think it's World of Warcraft does a good job with making the spells visible. You can see what's happening, but it's not too much where you don't know what the heck's going on, and you have to think about like trying to see which spell is yours, which spell is mine. Like you can clearly see his spells and what's happening. If you're focusing on him, it's pretty easy. Oh, this is his spell, obviously. Okay. I want to show you what I don't think is great. Final Fantasy raid.
Our hearts sing in the chaos.
What the fuck is this?
And this is a lot less people. That looks cool though. Is it gonna be like?
What? Tap it?
He's not really showing off like the actual abilities. I mean, look at this guy's screen. Look at this image right here. Look at these. I want to show you guys one. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. Massive fucking damage here. Massive fucking damage.
This looks okay right now.
What?
But I know I've seen it where I'm just like, what the heck is happening?
I should have got hit by that. I don't know why I didn't.
This looks pretty decent too. I remember looking at it at one point and just being like, I don't know what the heck's going on. But this might be more of a dungeon that he's doing rather than a raid.
It's the side. Wait, I'm gonna rest, darling.
Yeah, these are more like where are the raids? Where's like 40 guys getting together and doing a raid? Like a dungeon, man. That's okay. Okay, this looks a little bit more like what I'm talking about, where I don't. It's too much going on in one spot. Too many lights going off. Like what am I supposed to be seeing here? I can't tell which character this person is, and I can't tell what his abilities are. No, see that's too much. This is too far the other way. Like we got light on the ground, everything's lit up, light on the side, things are exploding. Like can you even see the boss? Half the time, look, where's the boss here? Where's the boss? If you tell me where the boss is, where is it? Where is this? What is going on? That's what I mean by like when it comes to the actual spells and abilities, they can't be too much. They have to be like a little bit tasteful. You can't have like one character. Sure, it looks cool if you're playing by yourself, like as an individual. The second you get into a raid environment, I mean, what am I even seeing? I don't know who's doing what and what's happening where. I did play Final Fantasy a little bit too. It's not as clear. It's just not as clear at all in terms of compared to World of Warcraft. This stuff's fine, like the squares in the bottom and everything. It's the actual abilities being used in the boss that I'm talking about. Like when everyone starts using abilities on the boss, it's like I can't tell who's what's ability anymore. Yeah. Okay, I hope you guys understood what I'm saying. That's why this role is really important. Act as a key partner and technical voice in cross-discipline collaboration, helping unblock gameplay development and shape pipeline evolution. Represent the VFX team in strategic conversations, especially in areas involved in tech architecture, optimization, and resourcing. Strong problem-solving skills, ability to break down VFX into components that can be used across millions of players and NPCs. Experience working across disciplines, partnering with design, animation, engineering. Yeah, okay, so nothing else really here. The main part of this is the VFX for abilities, So that's that one. And then this one, they both show what I'm talking about, which is in terms of like the timeline for the Riot MMO, I really think this is it. I think this is the exact timeline that we're going to see. And when alpha hits in like 2028 to early 2029, you guys come back and be like, man, Ant Grove told us. He freaking told us. It's going to be, we're right here. We're hitting like, and we're no longer going to be in pre-production. We're definitely be in production by 2026. You get an alpha probably 2028 to early 2029, beta in 2030, and then launch in 2031. And I really hope the game is just called Runeterra. I don't want to see it called anything else other than Runeterra.